What's up, guys? ArtistVersion1 here, welcoming you back to another edition of the Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast. And of course, you can't have the three-way dance unless there's three of us. So joining me as always is Shelby, aka Shubs.
Hey, oh.
And joining me as always is Mr. B52 himself, Nick.
The Rock Lobster.
The Rock Lobster. There we go. Rock Lobster. Try to get some sleep out there. Okay. All right, so we got a show here for you, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here.
We got a show.
We got a show. So we're gonna do something a little different here tonight. But of course, we're gonna talk about some news. We're gonna give you. It came from eBay. We're gonna play our new game, the three-word dance. Sports Solicit of the Week, which I have some qualms with our Sports Solicit of the Week this week.
Are we talking about that other thing?
Oh, yeah, we'll mention that. Yeah. And, of course, our Vintage Pick of the Week. So let's get right into some news here. Let's go ahead and get right into it here. And first thing I want to mention is if you guys remember, hopefully you don't, but I wish I could forget them. But Alberto Del Rio is actually in the news. Yeah, Alberto El Patron. He apparently is, that's how I feel too. Apparently, he is sorry for any past mistakes he has done in the past and is very open to a WWE return. So the question is, would you guys be interested in an Alberto Del Rio return in WWE?
No.
I was never a fan of him. I always thought he was very boring. When he first debuted, I was like, this guy's not that fucking entertaining, you know? And then when they turned him face, I was like, all right, maybe this will do it. And even as a face, he wasn't that entertaining, you know?
See, my thing with Alberto Del Rio, I was okay with him until it was 2014. Now, in 2012, I had seen, I had gone to a SmackDown Live event that was headlined by Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship in a last man standing match. All right, cool. 2 years later, I go to a Raw Live event headlined by Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio in a last man standing match, but this time for the US Championship. Both matches were identical because of Alberto. He was doing the same spots. Sheamus tried to change it up a second time. But I was just like, dude, you did the same match from 2 years ago. Like, do you not have anything else? Like,
no. The only thing Alberto Del Rio really done that really entertained me that sticks out is when Sin Cara hurt his finger and Del Rio was pissed that he stopped the match, so he just beat the shit out of him for it. You guys remember that?
I liked Del Rio. I did. And then, like, he just turned into a fucking asshole. And you know what? I'm not interested as far as I'm concerned. I'm concerned he can piss up a rope.
And Shelby's hatred for people continues.
That is? My hatred for what?
Your hatred for people continues.
No, I that's a serious question, you know. Do you know how hard it is to piss off a rope?
It's pretty hard. Yeah. I'm sure. So, I mean, he can keep trying it until the pissy dribble falls down onto his face.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's into the wind, it wouldn't go on
pissing
his
up
face.
into the wind?
No, I don't
might
know.
go into his face.
Well,
Depends which way the wind's blowing. If the wind's blowing the way that his face is, then it's going to go into his face.
Yeah, I guess.
I think either way it's going to go into his face if he's trying to piss up a rope.
Only if he looks up. Otherwise, it's just going to go into his hair.
Okay.
He's going to have egg on his face when he doesn't get a call from John Laryngitis.
John Laryngitis.
Oh, I chose not to call Alberto.
I've never heard that before. That's good.
Oh, that's been something for years, John.
Really?
Laryngitis. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. That's good.
All right. Next up in the news, we have, believe it or not, Bronson Reed, Shotzi Blackheart, Scarlett Bordeaux or Scarlett, and Shitty Cross. They're actually all in the news because lately they've been being brought up to SmackDown and Raw for dark matches and even main event matches. It turns out that these might be tryouts for main roster. Are you guys interested in any of these four joining the main roster?
Too soon,
I
except
want
for
to
Cross.
be. I really want to be for like Bronson Reed or like Shotzi Blackheart, but then I'm like, oh, but Ember Moon, like what? And then I'm like, but Cross, it needs more seasoning, I think, in NXT. I don't think he's quite ready yet.
I say let Cross go to the main roster. Have a blast. See,
He'll
he's
have
laughing.
more of an ass
He's
blaster
laughing
after
because he
he's
knows
in
why I'm
catering.
saying that. He knows exactly why I'm saying go to the main roster and have fun.
Yeah.
My hope is that he goes to the fucking main roster, flounders, and they fucking fire him.
Guaranteed they'll keep Scarlett. It's going to be a Mark Miro Sable type deal.
Oh yeah, because I collect autographs and shit like that, and I think like Karrion Kross goes for like $25, and Scarlett's like 30, 35, even 40 sometimes.
No,
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. I think the only one out of these four that I think would really be of interest joining the main roster is Shotzi Blackheart, if she's Shotzi Blackheart. They try slapping some stupid gimmick on her like Dewdrop, then I'm gonna lose fucking interest.
Or ASH.
Oh, we'll get to that. Hey, that's a great segue into our next story. Nikki Cross was on Monday Night Raw this week, and I witnessed this while I was on the Thunderdome. I literally pulled my mic in. I literally pulled my mic in while I was on the Thunderdome, and I was like, I don't know if any of you guys can hear me, but if you can, y'all should be taken out into the middle of the street and beaten for this. And I'm surprised they didn't kick me off for that. But yes, Nikki Cross debuted an acronym, Nikki Ash, which I seriously thought they were going superhero in training again. I seriously thought that's where they were heading with that. Yeah, I seriously thought that's where they were heading with that. But they went Ash, almost a superhero, or almost superhero, Nikki Cross. And I'm just like, how many, again, take a page out of Jim Cornette's book. How many more fucking hats do they want to put on this gimmick?
Okay, so she was a butterfly, and now she's almost a superhero, and then it was like the spirit. I thought they were going to have her come out like with a horse gimmick or something. And then it was the butterfly, and then I was like, okay, but... And then this week it's like, I'm almost a superhero, and the acronym is ASH. I'm like, okay, but there's two A's.
Exactly. I even wrote down AASH.
Maybe she was supposed to say a superhero, and she just fucked up.
Maybe, I don't know.
I doubt that. There was so much conviction in that.
We, us included, people have been given this gimmick criticism and such online, but Nikki Cross, I think, tongue-in-cheekly, responded to the criticism on her Instagram by posting a picture. Apparently, she has done the cape thing before in her indie days.
Oh, wow.
Killian Dane tried to, well, I guess he's Big Damo now, but he tried to explain that too, that she, this is something she's done before.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, you can't go.
It's too childish. You can't go from sanity to.
But it's one thing when you're Paul Burchill and you go from like, I'm big bad British to, hey, I'm a pirate. That's one thing, because that shit kind of worked out, because it's like, hey, I'm big bad British, but now I'm a good guy, and hey, fuck, I'm a pirate on top of that, you know?
I liked it.
But now here's Nikki Cross. Here's Nikki Cross, who was like a heel, essentially. I think you could call her a heel. And she was like a fucking psychopath, okay? I mean, psychopath. And we'll probably talk a little bit about Shelby as Nikki Cross a little bit here. Yeah. But with that psycho shit, and then now here she is, and they kind of did a good face turn with her, teaming her with Alexa Bliss, and everything. Now she's just fucking a superhero, which, it's just a weird 180 for me, and I don't buy it.
Yeah, honestly, send her back, send her to NXT UK, and like
I
scrap this whole
almost
fucking gimmick.
preferred she was Lily.
What is your obsession with people being Lily?
Because they didn't do it with Sister Abigail, damn it. Or Mercy the Buzzard, or fucking Rambling Rabbit.
Why do any of the inanimate puppets need to be immortalized as a person?
Hey, why does Nikki Cross have to be almost a superhero?
Yeah. That's a better question.
Dipshit.
That's on me. I set the bar too low. All right. Coming up next here, are you guys familiar with Sabu?
No, never heard of him. Not once in my entire life.
All right. Well, for the last couple, I think for the last like 10, 15 years, something like that, he had a valet with them, a.k.a. Super Genie Melissa Coates. I believe that's how you say her name. Well, Super Genie Melissa Coates has passed away this week.
Man, that actually made me sad because I kind of knew a little bit about Melissa Coates, and I didn't know like the extent of things with her and Sabu, but weren't they like actually together in real life too?
That I'm unaware of. I did get to witness one of the last live signings Melissa Coates was at just 2 weeks ago. Her and Sabu were doing a live signing, and I kind of feel bad now because they were doing a live signing for autographs and such like that. And apparently Sabu has a coloring book, which, fun fact, you know? So I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I wonder how much the coloring book is. And they're like, the coloring book is $60. And I was like, wow, I'm done fucking watching this shit. You two can go fuck yourselves for a $60 coloring book.
How many pages are in that coloring book?
I don't give a fuck how many pages are in it.
What if there's like 1 million pages?
I don't give a damn.
What if there's like blood feature and stuff, and like special stuff with New Jack? You don't know what was in that coloring book.
Fucking blood already.
I don't care.
Signs it with his blood.
Signs it Tully Blanchard.
Oh my god.
Best wishes.
Best wishes. Tully
Blanchard. Seriously though, like, no, it made me sad. Like, that happened. Like.
And apparently she only had one leg, apparently. I was unaware of that.
Well, see, now I'm even more sad.
I noticed during the live signing that she was in a wheelchair. So I was just like, oh, I wonder why she's in a wheelchair, because, you know, I knew very little about this woman until she died. And then like the brief statements that were given about her. Apparently she was in WWE developmental for a little bit. She apparently was the woman who Chris Masters put a Master Lock on in a Master Lock challenge. That I did not know. And then
I do remember that.
Yeah. And then they're just like, oh, she lost her leg to medical issues, is what they said. They didn't say what it was. They said medical issues. So I was like, oh, that explains why she was in the wheelchair at the signing. You know? So, were you familiar at all with Super Genie, Shelby?
What was the other name you called her?
Melissa Coates.
That name sounds familiar, but like I can't think of a specific moment where I would have known that name anyways. Yeah, no.
Maybe it was Master Lock Challenge, man.
Maybe that's where I remember it from, and it's just kind of blocking my memory or something.
And the final bit of news here on the news cycle, it was another dark Friday for the WWE. WWE releasing 14 talents, and we're not going to go over all of them, but we will just highlight some here. First one, the only one I really wrote down Breezango, etc. That's what I wrote down. Yeah. So the first one, obviously, Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango, who both had lengthy 10+ year careers in WWE.
Fandango was there for. Sorry.
Tyler Breeze was there for 14 years, and Johnny Curtis, if I read correctly, no, Johnny Curtis was there for 14 years. Yeah. Tyler Breeze was there for 11.
I didn't realize that Johnny Curtis had been there 14 fucking years. Holy shit. That's crazy. Good for him, realistically.
WWE also released their entire cruiserweight division. I mean, pretty much. They released Kurt Stallion, the other guy, I can't remember his name.
Is 205 Live
August
still a
Gray.
thing?
August
Tony
Gray.
Nese.
Tony Nese, Aria Davari. And yes, 205 Live is a thing, but like it's like a shell of what it used to be, dude.
Yeah.
It's
I used
nowhere
to actually
near.
like. Oh yeah, I used to tune in and watch it. It used to be a really good, entertaining show. But then, like
I used to
once,
throw it on occasion.
yeah, I think not even. I think like even before the pandemic happened, I was just like, this show is shit now.
Yeah.
You know.
When
Yeah.
Enzo was gone, actually, I think is when it started to really kind of just become complacent. And then it drifted into worse than WWE superstars on WGN America.
Hell, worse than WWE superstars on Hulu.
Oh, damn.
I mean, in my opinion, because like I think I watched like
I was
a
trying to
couple
be
episodes,
generous.
and I mean, like it used to be like a really good show, man. They'd have like, okay, this week on 205 Live, it's gonna be Tony Nese versus Aria Davari in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Like, fuck yeah, sign me up for that shit. You know?
Drew Gulak
And
in
they
the
always
no-fly
had little
zone.
things with Brian Kendrick.
What was that?
They always had little things with Brian Kendrick too. Like he was always kind of mixing it up, like with different guys.
You know, but
and now Brian Kendrick and Kushida are the cruiserweight division. Well, I guess Swerve.
Hell, I wouldn't even count Swerve. He's doing his own thing. So you have Kushida,
Santos.
I wouldn't even count Santos. They kind of moved him out of there.
I mean, I suppose you could kind of mix Nash Carter and Wesley in there because they're both under 205.
Oh, yeah, the Singh brothers. They were also 205 staples. They're gone. They were also released. And for anybody playing the home version, in 2021, this year, 43 people have been released.
Whoa.
43? I read 40 earlier.
43. Don't correct me.
Okay.
You need that sound effect.
Yeah, right?
I've been waiting for it.
It's quite a number.
Like, out of all the releases on Friday, the only ones that I'm really like, oh man, is Breezango. That's the only one I was really like, damn it.
I know he hasn't been used quite as much, but Killian Dane, like I really liked him, and I will say too, I thought Tony Nese could have been something, but
yeah, Tony Nese too. Tony Nese kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
When I saw Dane get the release, I was like, oh Drake, get the Kleenex ready.
Did you imagine he cries about Dane?
I was about to say, get the Kleenex and the video camera ready, boy. Going for round
He cries about Dane, gets Dane rehired. It's like everybody goes to Drake Maverick. All right, can you cry about me too?
Yeah.
Suddenly Pete Gas shows up and like
Pete Gas.
CM Punk finally comes back.
I'm really going to miss Killian Dane. We were really having a good time together, and I just want to thank him for all of his hard. Fine, fuck, we'll hire him back. Shit, stop.
Just stop crying.
Don't do
please.
this again.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
All right, and that was the news I had this week. Again, kind of a slow news week. Not a lot of bangers out there to really keep a hold of there. All
First
right,
news cycle in a while without the evolution.
I know there was nothing really to report on the evolution this week, you know, except for although I will say that after watching this week's match with I refuse to call her that, but with Piper Niven, I will say that I think Piper Niven. No. I will say I think Piper Niven could be a candidate for Natalya and Tamina's Teen Titties. I think she'd be a good candidate for that.
Yeah, I think Doudrop would make a great.
I'm gonna go ahead and call her Viper in this instance because I like the name Viper even over Piper Niven. There's some trivia. She used to be called Viper before she was Piper Niven
Yeah.
in NXT UK. But yeah, I'd agree with that assessment.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to our favorite game, and that is It Came from eBay. And currently the score is Nick at 8 and Shelby at 6.
Going up to
And
9 tonight.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
You talk smack. That you know what happens.
Yeah.
You know what happens when you talk smack.
Hey, it won't be too much smack here.
All right. So the first item I got here, and I actually wrote down a whole list of new items too. We'll get to those one day. But the first one here I want to write down is a children's book. It is a WWF children's book about Hulk Hogan. It's a WWF children's book, Hulk Hogan, called Hulk Hogan Keeps the Belt. And it's a, yeah.
Is Paul Orndorff on the cover?
I know. How great would that be?
Hulk Hogan Keeps the Belt, read by Paul Orndorff.
Oh my God, that is so good. Hulk Hogan Keeps the Belt, a child storybook, and it also has a bunch of WWF stickers in the back of it, and the stickers are included in the book. So, Nick, how much is Hulk Hogan Keeps the Belt child storybook going for on eBay?
I'm going to base it on how much I would pay for it, and the stickers, I'm like, that's sweet. So I'm going to say like $39.99.
Okay. And Shelby, how much
Quick
is Hulk
question.
Hogan Keeps the Belt? Yes.
Is this like mid to late 80s book?
I think it's late 80s. I believe it's about 88, 89.
I'm going $50.
Nick, it is actually $29.99.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll pay 30
And
bucks for
let's see here. Which one do I want to do next? Let's go with. All right, let's go with okay. This one's cool. All right. This is a WCW foam bash brick. And what the foam bash brick is, it's a foam brick that when you don't like something on WCW television, you would throw it at the television. But it's made of foam, so you won't break your television.
Oh, okay. So it's when you're angry at
Exactly.
Vince booking.
You know? Like,
Everything
oh, fuck,
on
Hogan keeps the belt again. Wham, you throw your foam brick at the TV, but it doesn't break your TV, but you get some anger out and shit.
Fair enough.
Shelby, how much is the WCW foam bash brick going for on eBay?
$20.
All right. And Nick, how much is the WCW foam bash brick going for on eBay?
Oh, I mean, if the Hogan storybook is 29, I'm gonna say the bash brick's gonna be about 50.
And how much did you say it was, Shelby?
20.
20. Rock Lobster backed up his talk this week because he got it. It's actually $61.38.
Shit.
But don't throw it at your smart TV because that will probably knock it off the shelf.
All right, score is now 96, but of course, just for shiggles, we got to do our ass blaster. All right, let's go. Let's go. Okay, here. Since Nick won the round, I'll do one especially for Nick here. And speaking of especially for Nick, a special public service announcement. If having the choice of being right or kind, always choose be right.
Oh, hey. Wow.
Yeah,
fair enough.
By the way, those Hardy Boy books are they have nothing to do with Matt or Jeff. I really don't understand what's going on.
And it's kind of a bummer because I've been waiting for them to show up and they never do.
All right. So
I'm almost done to book 8.
I know. I saw
long lost cousins Matt and Jeff have not come yet.
I know. All right. So the Ass Blaster item here, just for fun here, just see if Shelby can at least just get a point, even though he's already
myself.
It is a signed Randy Savage baseball with the inscription "Merry Christmas."
You know, Nick's gonna be looking for this item after we're done.
I know, right? So Nick, how much is the signed Randy Savage baseball with the inscription "Merry Christmas" going for on eBay? Remember, for context, Randy Savage, former baseball player, Randy Savage, no longer with us. Randy Savage, big name.
Wow. 32,000.
Okay, and Shelby, signed Macho Man baseball.
I'm glad it didn't come to this because I probably would have failed it. I owe 40,000.
Nick, you are 3 for 3 because it is only going for $2,299.99.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's it?
You say that like you have $3,000 laying around somewhere.
Now, hang on a minute here. Is it signed Randy Savage or is it signed Randy Poffo?
I believe it's signed Randy Savage with the inscription "Merry Christmas."
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. And now we're moving on to our other game, our new game that we like to play called the 3-Word Dance, which right now...
Yeah, won last week.
Yeah, which right now the score is Nick 1, Shelby 0, and a no contest at 1. And we're going to do it a little differently here because I have done some three-word dances here. So right now I have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I have 19 of them written down. So Nick, since you won last week, I'm going to let you pick it. Just pick a number between 1 and 19.
8.
Okay, this is the one we're going to do. Your 3 words for the 3-word dance. Remember, it's a free-for-all. And that is space, kid, cosmos.
What?
Space, kid, cosmos.
Stardust.
Not Stardust. Good guess, though.
Gold Dust?
Not Gold Dust. Where the fuck do you get Gold Dust from that one?
I don't know.
Again, it's one of those ones that, like, once I say it, you're going to be like, son of a bitch.
Space. Conan.
I need a little bit more.
Max Moon.
Max Moon it is.
Son of a bitch.
The 2, 0, 1. That went a little bit quicker. So you know what? As a bonus round, let's do another one. So pick a number 1 through 19.
7.
All right. It was actually Nick, but we'll do that.
You didn't say Nick.
Well,
no, you didn't. So
I assumed we knew, but okay, we'll do 7.
We didn't know.
Okay. All right. God damn it. Shut up. Here is the bonus round for 3-word dance. Your 3 words are serious, corner, invader.
Lance Storm.
Wow, Nick, that is impressive.
Yeah, no shit.
Holy shit. I really... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Max Moon, Spaceman.
Yeah,
Kid.
yeah.
He was Comic Kid at one point before they changed it to Max Moon. And Cosmos, he was billed as from the Cosmos. Lance Storm, if I could be serious for a moment.
Yeah.
Corner, he guest starred on Corner Gas Animated. And Invader, he was the first Invader in the Invasion storyline. Wow, maybe we'll have to start doing 2 out of 3 on these. So, Nick, pick 1,
11.
19, 11. All right, here we go. All right, I think this one's going to be a little harder. Your 3 words for the second bonus of the 3-word dance and the last one we're doing. Moon. Artist. Foot. Moon. M-O-O-N, just so we're clear. Moon. Artist. foot.
Prince Iakea?
No, not Prince Ikea. Good guess though. I see your. No, I don't see your logic with that. Only with artists I see it. But...
Shinsuke Nakamura.
What? No.
Ember Moon.
No. What? Why would I put the answer in the fucking clues?
That's a fair point, actually. Moon, artist, foot.
Moon, artist, and foot.
Artist. Cool.
Shawn Michaels?
No.
No, that's land.
We're gonna chalk this one up to a no contest, or is Nick or Shelby?
Stardust. Stardust.
No.
Blue Meanie.
What?
Yeah. I've got nothing bad.
Shelby? You ready to throw in the towel, or?
Oh, I don't want to. But yeah.
All right. So Nick ends it with 3 points. Shelby still hasn't gotten a 3-word dance, and the no contest has 2. So moon, artist, foot. These 3 words for the 3-word dance relate to Jerry Lawler.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Moon, because he was in the movie Man on the Moon. Artist, because he is a known artist. And foot for the famous Kiss My Foot match.
Well, that was a hard one.
It was a hard one.
Yeah.
Some of them I made kind of easy. Well, I didn't expect Lance Storm to get so fast. I figured that would take some time.
I love If I Can Be Serious for a moment. I've watched a lot of that stuff, so.
Yeah. I figured Corner would throw you off the trail on that one. But all right.
Then I saw Invader.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I figured that would throw some people off too. So. All right. And before we get into the main topics of the show here, we've got to talk about one of our sponsors, and one of our sponsors being repsports.com, where you can head on over there and get some pre-workout powder to help get you motivated for that start in the gym. But of course, the powder doesn't get you motivated. Only you get yourself motivated. But if you are lagging in the gym, you can also get yourself some Raise Energy Drink. You can get it in on-the-go form, which is a powder, and you can get it in liquid form too. And they have 10 different flavors to choose from. You can no longer get the strawberry lemonade flavor that is now officially sold out, but you can get Shelby's favorite flavor,
Galaxy Burst.
You can get Galaxy Burst, and you can also get plenty of other flavors there. And when you're all jacked up on the energy from, pumping the iron and ripping out the jack back, you can also get yourself some hyper sleep, put you down for a sleep for the night and everything from all the energy that you're going to have built up and everything. Plus, you can also get your Raise Energy and Rep Sports logos on hats, t-shirts, shorts, all that good stuff. And all you got to do is go over to repsports.com, use my checkout code artist, and save 15%. And if this ad doesn't sell you, in the description of this podcast here, if you want a free 4-pack, I don't know what that beep is, but it needs to stop. If you want a free 4-pack of Raise Energy that includes Sour Gummy Worm, Apollo, seriously, what is going on? That includes Sour Gummy Worm, Apollo, let me just turn this off. Sour Gummy Worm, Apollo, Voodoo, and Shelby's favorite,
Galaxy Burst.
Then just click the link in the description and use my checkout code so they know that the artist from the 3-Way Dance sent you. All this and more at repsports.com. And thank you, Beep, for ruining my plug there.
I didn't hear no beep.
Oh,
I didn't either.
Oh, well, I was turning it, and I'm sure the mic picked it up. All right, so, we did have another topic planned in mind for this week, but turns out it wasn't ready yet. So we figured we had 2 topics in mind, and we figured we talked about pretty much the genesis of me, Nick, and Shelby. And we all met while playing fantasy wrestling, role-playing wrestling. Now, I met these cats later. So the first thing I want to mention is I actually started playing role-playing wrestling on Facebook through a group called WWE Revolution. where I think nobody from that game actually went on to play any other game that went forward and such like that. And that was a simulation game. That was one of the only simulation games out there where you did your promos and everything like that, where you acted as your character and such like that. But the owner picked your character and then they ran it through a simulation of whatever game was out at the time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but I picked the Boogeyman. So yeah, my character always lost. But I was good as the Boogeyman, as we would find out later in WWE Year Round, which apparently Nick was in and I was unaware of. But there was
That's
also
where I was Shawn Michaels.
I thought you were Shawn Michaels in HWL.
Wow, I'm remembering wrong.
I don't know either. But yes, there was another game run by somebody. WWE Year Round. Plus, there was also another rival game, WWE versus TNA, which you had both the WWE and TNA rosters to choose from, and it worked pretty much the same way. You pick your character, and you role play as that character. You write your promos, and you act it all out and everything. But it was a little different this time around. We didn't do simulations. There was everybody in the group had a vote, and you read all the promos that happened that week, and then you vote on who you thought did a better job. And that's how we decided the winner. But eventually, both of these groups and a lot of other groups came and went. I mean, Teddy also had the TNA game, which
I was in that one as Abyss.
Yeah, I was in there as Gail Kim, and I kicked ass, man. Shelby was in that one too, wasn't he?
It wasn't the first one I was in, I don't think. The first one I remember was KWA.
Oh my God, you were in KWA first?
Yeah, it was Ken Shamrock.
Oh my God, I actually have KWA in my notes. But once all these games were coming and going, we were apparently we were all part of this group and we didn't know it. Our buddy Aaron, that we referenced a couple times on this podcast, also ran a group called I Love WWE, and he announced that he was starting his own fantasy group called the HWL, and the rest, they say, is history. Because that game started in 2006.
7.
Oh, was it 7? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I was still at Blockbuster. Because I remember checking my flip phone for a message when I won the HWL World Title for the first time. Like, that's how long ago it was.
2007, because that was when we all first started talking.
Mm-hmm.
2007.
So, HWL starts, and the rules were simple. You could pick any character who has ever wrestled a match ever. They've had to wrestle at least one match. I mean, I went for celebrities. I went for, referees, announcers, anything like that. And you saw picks from all over the board, man. Shelby, I think we found out recently, you actually picked Eddie Guerrero first, right?
It was either Eddie Guerrero or Raven. I don't remember which. I think Eddie Guerrero and then Raven. And I didn't do very well with either of them. I think with Guerrero, I had 2 matches, and with Raven, I was paired with some guy that was playing Just Incredible, and then he stopped playing, so I just kind of floundered, and then eventually went on to the one that I played the most, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Nick, who did you start out as in HWL?
See, in HWL, I started off with Shawn Michaels. I do remember that because I had moved it over. I was Triple H in one, but I think I started off as Shawn Michaels, although I quickly switched to the one that people then thought I was actually the individual that I was portraying.
Yeah. And
that wasn't on purpose.
And then mine was not, I actually picked my character, started out as it, and actually stayed as it. I actually picked former WCW heavyweight champion and David Arquette. And I did flounder for a bit because it was really hard finding something different for him to do, because a lot of people, like WCW when he won the title. I mean, in a way, it was kind of like just like that because a lot of people were not taking me seriously. You know, they're just like, oh fuck, you picked David Arquette, fucking whatever. So like, I really had to find a niche. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and I tried everything, man. Like I was, oh god, somebody picked Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
That was my first match against Lawrence Taylor.
Sometimes those are like the easiest though, because you don't have any background to go on, so you can just do whatever you want with the character, and nobody's really gonna.
And that's eventually what I did because like somebody started the NWO Wolfpack, and like I was like, oh okay, this will be good for me to join. And I joined it, and I was the only dude who promoted. So I was like, all right, well that's not gonna work, you know. And then finally somebody started up the Deadpool, and it was David Arquette, Abyss, the Insane Clown Posse, and somebody else. I can't remember. And then, like, that's when I really started fucking, like, I think I was writing promos where, like, Arquette was painting his face, like, half clown and shit like that. Just really going balls to wall. Then the guys who were playing ICP disappeared. Oh, La Parka. That's who it was. La Parka was in the Deadpool. And then it eventually just became me and the guy who played Abyss, a guy named Sam. And then that's where that's when I just started taking off like a rocket, you know.
I remember actually. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, I remember because I switched to JBL, and that was the one that launched me into the frenzy, if you will. And I remember the big, like, I think the first promo that really got me like taken seriously. And what I had done for it, it was against Jeff. It was against the guy playing Jeff Hardy. Wasn't that Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a North American title match. And at that time, there had been a news report come out of like New York City or something where a 9-year-old kid had tried to do a swanton off a roof and was hospitalized. I think he might have even died. I don't know. And so what I did was I went back to the promo that JBL did on Cena before Judgment Day 2005 when he's talking about the rap album. But I switched it so that JBL is delivering a public service announcement based upon this news report. And it starts off with like the videos they were showing on SmackDown for like Jeff Hardy and how he's like revived and like not an addict anymore and like all that stuff when he was feuding with Punk. And then what I did was I mingled it all together, and I can remember being like, Jeffrey, I'm not sure you understand, but children's lives are being put at risk for no reason other than some selfless drug addict who only wants to do this for time on TV, and just started ripping into it. Like, I can remember it went on a while, and then I won that title, and then like just kept going. And like Battle Bowl was that fall or that Christmas, I think, and every time somebody would promo, I was right there.
Yeah, because that used to, before we like got to know each other and shit like that, you were somebody they're like, okay, you're going up against JBL. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta stay next to my fucking computer, man.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, you knew you were going to be spending your whole afternoon, right?
Oh, yeah. You know? But that was one thing I did like that you did. Like, it was like a small little thing. Like, if their name was Steve, they weren't Steve. They were Steven.
They were Steven, yeah.
If it was Franklin. Jeff, they weren't Jeff. They were Jeffrey. If they were Dave, they weren't Dave. They were David, and so forth.
My favorite was Franklin, though.
Franklin, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Shelby, your character, who did he become?
Ron the Truth Killings. And he was pretty much who I played a lot of it, actually. I had a lot of fun. I was in that, there was like a stable warfare, and I think Nick was on the other group. Do you remember what those stables were, Nick? My stable, I was in, what was it called? Lead Axis. Yeah, and I think I was the one that it was against you. I was leading as JBL with Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and
Oh wait, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I started laughing. I thought it was something else. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
I had I think Kazarian, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff
I think
Hardy,
also.
you were in. I think it
And,
was.
I believe Nigel McGuinness as well, wasn't it?
Oh, what
I'm
was
pretty
that
sure
called?
he was in there. I
He
can't remember
was.
the name. Was it Revolution or something?
It was the Revolution.
Was it the Revolution? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when I really first started playing, and
Or maybe
that was-
NWO Revolution or something like that.
it might
I
have been
think it
the
was Revolution. Now I think about it.
Yeah, it might have even been the Revolution or something stupid. I don't fucking remember. But I remember the Jeff Hardy guy writing that promo, like being all like, "Oh, I'm gonna quit" and all this stuff and like all that shit, and he was like playing us all the whole time.
Oh, that was before the that was because the reveal of that was the night of the fucking great Reverend Devon debacle.
Oh,
okay.
the only thing, like when I didn't get mad, and I was like the one that had a right to be mad, and I didn't get mad, but I didn't get my belt back.
Now, for those of you who are wondering what the hell the great Reverend Devon debacle is, in HWL, if you got tired of a character or if a character just wasn't working out for you, Aaron, the owner, would give you free range to, change the character and everything. Well, by this time, I've already won the world title with David Arquette, had a great feud with this guy named Will, ironically. Had a great feud with him as Chris Jericho, won the world title. I really worked my fucking way up. I was essentially like job boy, worked my way up. I really fucking worked my way up, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I think other people who played that game at the time could really vouch for that. They're like, shit, he worked at the bottom, worked his way all the way up to the top and shit. So I had a short time as Carl Malone. You guys remember that?
Oh, the mailman.
Oh, the mailman. The mailman always delivers. And that's when we met Alex, because I think that's when Alex finally joined. Because remember,
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because me and John Cena actually won the tag titles, and then we could have retained the tag titles if dumbass would have voted for the team.
Really?
Yeah,
no,
he voted against
we still would have lost, but it was just the point that he voted for the other team, and I never let him forget it. Even when we were talking to each other, I never let him forget it.
Yeah.
And then finally, Carl Malone just wasn't working. I had nothing left for Carl Malone. It was a short-term thing, so I was like, I really want to be something different. So I was like Reverend Devon, because I had a hat on top of a hat essentially, because I was like my gimmick within the gimmick was like I'm going to be like the goofiest fucking character I can think of, and at the time Reverend Devon was it. So Reverend Devon debuted, and we had a event where there was a battle royal. Whoever won the battle royal got to go on to the world title match that night, and then so you had to vote for the winner of the battle royal. Then you had to vote for the winner of the world title match. So everybody's promoing their asses off to win the battle royal. Then you have to promo your ass off to win the world title match. So lo and behold, I debuted.
I had to promo my ass off against everybody and Kyle.
Yeah, so as Reverend Devon, I literally debuted like a month and a half ago. And this is before Nick's like 1 week title win. We'll get to that. So lo and behold, I win the battle royal. I go on, I actually win the vote to win the world title that night, and oh my god, the fucking World War III that started from this was just unreal. Well, then he really shouldn't have won because Ricky, oh my god.
It was Oscar night.
It was Oscar night.
You were already mad at the Oscars, and you thought that was going to be good, and then I remember it too, because you thought everything was going to be fine, and then you saw that you won the world title, and it made the night that much better, and then everybody shit on it.
Yeah.
And then the Oscars went that much worse, and it was just... Then I think, like, you didn't even talk to us for, like, a bit.
I'm trying to think why, though. Why wouldn't I talk to you?
I remember another time, but that's for later.
Yeah,
well, that's just that one. Do we have to, though?
I remember it being Oscar night, and I remember like, yeah, fuck yeah, I won the world title, and then that's when, like, Kyle, Jake Pomeranke or whatever the fuck.
Pomeranke.
Yeah.
Casey.
Casey. Well, not even
fucking...
Casey didn't really get on the fucking like let me shit on this bandwagon. He was more like, hey, him and Aaron were like, hey, this is like the biggest reveal ever, and you guys are focusing on this.
Yeah.
You know? But I know it was Jake and Kyle were the main two. They were just like, well, he just debuted and he won the world title. You know? Like that was their main quarrel.
It's funny, actually. I was looking through this recently. I was cycling through old Facebook messages, like the messenger messages from fucking years ago. And I found one from Jake that said at the beginning of the whole thing that he was going to, like, mentor me or some shit.
Josh Reese, that was another one who did it.
Oh, yeah. I could see that. I could see that.
Fuck that guy, man. Oh my god. But yeah, the great Reverend Devon debacle. I killed that character right then and there. Because I was like, if this is the hell that it started with a character like Reverend Devon, and I was doing some, again, not to toot my own horn, but I was doing some fucking fun stuff with Reverend Devon. Me and Bo actually had a fucking pretty cool thing planned out. It was going to lead into WrestleMania. Reverend Devon was actually going to become a Satan worshiper. And Bo, who was playing Kofi Kingston at the time, he was going to become my freaking deacon. That was the original plan, but then the fucking debacle happened. So I was like,
that's the problem with those, and I think that's why they usually die, especially within recent years. Why they die so quickly is because people just get really jealous when they don't win, and it just doesn't make it fun anymore, Yeah.
Because I'll admit, there was a couple times where I felt cheated. I think we all felt cheated
at some point.
There's
but then
always
you
been
just
times when
realize
we
that it's
felt cheated.
a fucking game, and you just stop caring that much.
But like but there's a difference between feeling cheated and knowing damn well that you were cheated.
Yeah.
So, but with HWL, there also came competition. And the competition in this case was Clutch Wrestling Association, also known as KWA, which I was just like, okay. Like I never knew you played for KWA.
Yeah, that was the first one I did.
Nick, did you ever play for KWA?
Never did.
Really? You're one of the few that didn't. Even I played for KWA at one time.
Never did. So I never really knew about it until it got ugly with you guys. Once it got ugly with you guys, I was like, I don't want to join that one. And I think I was running a tag team one at that time too. There was a tag team one started that I ended up in control of, and I wrote one show in detail. And
you did the fucking tag team one?
The last couple shows I wrote, yeah.
Oh wow, I never knew that. Yep. I was in that one. I was Harlem Heat.
Yeah, I was Rhythm and Blues, man.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, but I was Harlem Heat in that one. I think I won the United States tag titles.
I think I might have wrote that match.
Dope. See, we're learning new shit here.
Yeah.
But KWA, the guy who owned it, named Kobe, aka Clutch, he actually played for HWL as well, but apparently he and Aaron, being two owners, had some disagreements, which actually led Aaron to his first match in HWL that he won. Which, fun fact, I'm the only person who has ever beaten Aaron in a match in HWL. Just saying,
Now, when you say Aaron, you mean Aaron playing himself?
Yeah, Aaron is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, because I was gonna say no, but yeah.
So that eventually led Clutch to starting KWA. So that's probably when Shelby came in, when KWA was around.
Yeah.
But KWA, to me, listen, even though I was in KWA, KWA to me was like the fucking Special Olympics of fucking fantasy wrestling, and I say that because like they literally had a fucking title for everything.
Yeah, they had like 3 shows too, or with 3 shows with 3 different rosters, and each one had a world champion, a secondary champion, a tag team champion, and God fucking knows how many other fucking championships there were.
Were you in KWA when I infiltrated them?
I don't remember. Probably.
I just kept watching to see when you would reveal it was you.
Oh, you were there?
I just kept watching. I never joined the group or anything. I just kept going in and watching.
So, okay, here's the story. So, me and Clutch, we had some war of words. We had to, and I honestly don't even know how it started, to be honest. You know, but we had some war of words, and we did not like each other, and so we eventually like smoothed things over enough to where I eventually played KWA for real. But for shits and giggles, you know, I made a fake Facebook account, and I went in there and decided to play as Mickey James because I was oddly good as Mickey James. And
I think I do remember a Mickey James.
What?
I think I do remember a Mickey James.
So under this fake Facebook account, I ran this idea by Clutch, and I was just like, hey, can I do this like storyline where like Mickey James is like taking commands from like a higher power type of person and such like that, and she's like real dark and everything like that. And he was like, yeah, that sounds awesome, go for it and shit. So I'm writing these like fucking dark fucking promos in KWA where it's just like, you know, the higher power or like this dark figure is just telling Mickey James to do this, and like it's really dark shit, but it's also mixed with like her psycho shit and everything, right? So, and like even other people like Muhammad, if you guys remember Muhammad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even he's just like, man, this person's playing this girl really good. Like, you know, like he's just like, something's fishy here and everything. I eventually win the KWA Women's Championship as Mickey James. And I was just like, all right, now it's time. You know? So I go in there one time and I pull a fucking, you know, it's me, Austin. I pull one of those out, and it's basically Mickey James in the ring with her higher power and shit like that. Basically writes this promo saying like, okay, now it's time for me to reveal my higher power. Mask comes off. It's fucking the ArtistVersion1. And fucking, we put the women's championship in a trash can. Artist puts like his cloak over the fucking trash can and then just takes a shit on the trash can.
Oh, wow.
And then I immediately left the group because I knew they were going to ban me anyway. And shit.
Yeah, that would have been it.
And
I'm getting messages from like Muhammad. They were just like, I knew something was up. You were playing that just a little too good.
Yeah, I remember because I remember seeing like the promo went up, you left the group, and then there was just like there was an influx of people like commenting. I was like, oh.
And then he wrote a promo saying that like, oh, he replaced it with a plastic KWA title he knew all along and shit. Like that was like his reasoning behind it and shit. Oh,
and then the game died pretty quick after that.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit longer because I came back and actually played. I actually resurrected Reverend Devon for that game, and as Artist as his manager and shit. Then it fucking died.
It definitely died before HWL did.
Oh yeah.
I was in another one too.
Which one were you?
I think it was called the EWL.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Extreme Wrestling League or something like that. Yeah, the guy who ran it wasn't very prompt with writing. Like I remember at one point there was a card up, and the show was supposed to be on the Sunday, and about fucking 2 months later he posted the results. So I think people got bored of watching around. I think that's where I started playing as Ron Killings though, and I won their world title for a little bit. And that might have been around the time that it died, actually.
So speaking of titles, I want to ask you guys: do you guys remember the first title that you won?
HWL North American.
Shelby?
No, it was probably something like that, though. It might have been the tag. Mine was
actually the HWL King of the Deathmatch title.
They had a King of the Deathmatch title? I don't even remember
that. Was one of his first. That was one of his first titles he introduced. Do you know who I lost that title to?
Waitism.
Who?
Wade Chisholm.
Nope. Lost it to nobody. I forfeited the title.
Oh. Well, that's even worse.
Well, no, because here's why. I was hoping you'd set me up for this. Here's why. Because do you guys remember Steven Sacco?
Oh.
Yeah. He was supposed to have a match with me. And apparently he told Aaron that he doesn't want to go up against me because he knew he couldn't beat me. So I'm like, hey, that's fair. You know, if you know you can't beat me, hey, shit, fuck. You know, I'll take that shit. If you know you can't beat me, fuck. You know, but like, at least like when I go up against Nick, you know, like shit, it's 50-50 shot whether or not I can beat him. You know? So, yeah. But then here it is like a month later, and it's like he was playing Dusty Rhodes. And it's David Arquette versus Dusty Rhodes, Halloween Havoc. I'm like, what's this bullshit? No, he doesn't want to have a match with me, remember? And Aaron's like, I'm not changing the match. I was just like, well, yeah, you are, because I forfeit the title. You know? And he was just like, okay, that's cool. And then Steven's messaging me like, come on, man, I thought we were going to have a good match and everything. I was like, you thought wrong, fucker. But speaking of titles, one of us here has the record for most world title wins. Do we know who it is?
It is not me.
It's me.
It's not me. It is actually me.
Yeah, you.
How many?
The original.
How many did you win?
In the original HWL, Nick has 10 world title wins.
I didn't know that.
Do you know how many world title wins you have, Shelby?
In the first one?
In the first one as Ron Killings.
Maybe one. I don't even know if I did win it.
I think you have.
I had 10 as JBL and 1 as Simon Dean.
I had 5 as David Arquette, 1 as the artist. No, 2 as the artist. 1 as Reverend Devon. And I think that's it.
The 10-time gimmick was actually, that was when I kind of brought JBL back because I switched to Simon Dean, won the world title and had nothing, and promptly lost it. That was something I was not prepared for.
That's what happened. That's actually what happened with me because for a short time, you guys, Aaron actually allowed, if you played the game long enough, he would let you bring in a created character. And me, Shelby, and Alex, and another person, John, were privy enough to get that honor to bring in a created character. So when Nick switched to Simon Dean, like Aaron, and this is honest to God truth, Aaron told me that like he was like, I don't want Nick to win it 8 days after debuting. Like he didn't want you to win it so fast.
Yeah.
And he knew Diamond Dallas Page. He knew Alex was double agenting. For those of you who don't know, double agenting is when you have 2 accounts playing the same game.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't remember who the 4th one in that match was.
It was only 3.
No, it was a 4-way.
It's number 4.
Exactly. I can't remember who number 4 was. And then it was supposed to, and it was me, artist.
That's right.
Artist. And he was just like, I technically want you to win it. So if you promo your ass off, you can win this match. And then like you with JBL, I had nothing. I had nothing for that match. And he was like, why don't you promo it? And I was like, I have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like I have nothing. Fucking give it to Simon Dean. I don't
it's
care.
It's like rappers or writers that get writer's block. Like you just hit that point where you're like, I really don't know what the fuck to put down.
See, that was the problem. Because when I was Simon Dean, I had everything built up for like just the base of the character, like the system, and like the Simon system was what he actually needed himself to improve his life and all this shit. And so I build it up and build it, and Simon says go to sleep and all this stuff. But then I win the title, and I'm like, I have nothing. There's nothing I can do. Like, he is like a massive heel, and now he's won the belt. I've got nothing. And nobody was...
Go ahead.
And the material I was getting to work with, I was like, I can't even. There's nothing I can. I'm gonna lose. And then once I lost, I think I switched. Was that when we started the SAT?
Possibly. Yeah, because I was out as artist. I had nothing left as artist at that
That's
point.
right. You switched to Michael Cole, and I switched to JR, the Spanish announce team.
Yeah, the leader of the coal mine, Michael Cole. But then that's going back to what we said earlier, like there's a difference between thinking you're being cheated and knowing you're being cheated, and that's when I know I was being cheated. When I was Michael.
We should have actually got that tag title match because we were in line, and because somebody was butthurt and made it cause a big stink, and we're like, fine, oh, here you go, whatever. And I think that's when I quit too, because I came back as JBL later, but I stopped for a bit because I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, and I think after Michael Cole, I think I went back to my bread and butter. I went back to Arquette for a bit.
That's when we formed that group.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the first
lasted about 2
HWL.
minutes.
No. Oh no, I was laughing because I was thinking of the other group.
The one that lasted 2 minutes?
No, I was thinking of total international termination. That's what I was thinking.
Tit.
Yeah, Tit.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking of HH.
Oh, you're thinking of Hollywood Holocaust.
Yeah.
Was
that the one that lasted 2 minutes?
No.
Oh, fuck. Which one was that?
You're probably thinking of Rock, Paper, Scissor.
No, I'm thinking of the one where...
Aaron killed that idea in an hour.
You, me, Alex, and Nick were going to be a group.
Yeah, that's
Holocaust.
total international termination.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was like, okay, like the night before, Artist was going to re-debut with the group and do the whole Anarchy Artist thing. He was going to do that gimmick and shit. And I eventually did do that gimmick. Yeah, that's when Alex decided he wanted to fucking try and psychologize me on Skype. And I didn't really like that. So I was just like, all right, I got something for you. So I'll go to Aaron. I was like, Aaron, I want to do a swerve. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, have Artist debut. And he cracks the other team with a chair. But then like we're like, yeah, he's with us. And then I just crack my other team with the chair too. And then we pull like a Jake Roberts, like your God, he giveth and he taketh. My God, he giveth, but he ain't got the balls to do nothing else after that. Aaron's just like, I like this. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So then Sunday, I don't say a word to you guys about it. I don't tell Shelby. I don't tell Nick.
Yeah.
I definitely don't tell Alex. Sunday night, I get messages like, what the hell was that? What was that about? And I'm just like,
I remember reading it as being like the most shocking thing I saw in that game. I was like, oh, all right then.
Yeah.
I just love getting the messages like, what was that about?
Did we have a call that night too? Like, what the hell?
No, y'all did. I didn't, because remember I was still pissed at Alex for trying to psychologize me and shit. I was like, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Have your own call.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I swerved y'all on that was like one of my crowning moments right there.
Oh.
That was good.
Oh my God. That was so good. But also with these games, they did like I mentioned, Alex did kind of make me upset there. Some of these matches did end up causing some real life feuds, and I think one that stands out the most is probably Kyle versus Artist.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Me and Kyle, we main evented, I believe it was No Surrender. And it was one of the rare times where it wasn't David Arquette versus Owen Hart. It was Will versus Kyle.
Yeah.
And I
forgot about that too.
Yeah, I smoked them like a pack of cools, but still.
I remember you brought him on that Skype call.
Which one?
Oh, Kyle on the Skype. Oh, I can't remember what. Well, there were several good ones.
I know, right? Yeah. No, the best one is when, I'm sorry, but when him when Kyle and Alex got into it over fucking basketball.
Oh,
Whew.
we just sat back, and you could hear Theo just sitting back in his chair, just like, yeah, I'll be here a while. Tiger goes off somewhere.
Fuck you. So does anybody want fruit or dessert? Or...
That's
no shit. No shit.
Well, like, yeah, and the funny thing is, like, some of these, like, fucking matches I would have, or I don't know about you guys, but, like, me, like, I would have feuds with people in HWL, and then I would end up hating, like, the wrestler in real life.
That happened with Kazarian for a while.
I will say that there is one that I did hate for a little while.
David Arquette?
No, not David Arquette. But it was played by you. He was played by you.
Oh.
JTG.
I know which one it is.
Fucking JTG, man. Holy fuck, that pissed me off. That was like the World Cup or something too, wasn't it?
No,
we were
it was just for a hardcore title on, like, Overdrive.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the World Cup.
Okay, so for those of you who want to know this story, Nick, like I said, Shelby was one of the people privy to bringing his own created character, and his created character was cleverly named Shubs, which very, a stretch. So, and
not very true to me personally, though. I will say that.
Yeah, 5 o'clock. It's bitch beating time.
Yeah.
So, at the time, I started to play JTG, and I was having a fucking blast playing JTG, man. Chill. So me, it was going to be JTG versus Shubs for the HWL Hardcore title. Now, this is like the fucking opener match on like one of our like weekly shows. Wasn't even a pay-per-view.
No,
or anything like that.
I know it was a weekly show.
So I think you were the champ, or I was the champ. One of us were the champ. Well,
I don't remember.
Obviously one of us was the champ. Yeah. So I think I was defending because at the time I was doing the gimmick where like whenever I won a title from somebody, I would take the nameplate off the title and use it to make a grill.
No.
So I think I was the champion.
Maybe, yeah.
So, so I promo like, hey, fuck, I'm gonna win, blah blah blah. Shelby comes in with his promo. Well, obviously, you got to say something back. Boom, man. I say something back. 10 minutes later, boom, there's Shelby again. I'm like, all right. So I say something back. Boom, there's Shelby again. This goes on for like a fucking half an hour.
I swear we did like fucking 10 or 20 promos each. I think it was longer than that, man. I think it was like an hour.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was like a good portion of the night.
We're at the point where like Shelby in character is just like, fuck this, I quit. And then like I even wrote a promo back. I was like, you're damn right you quit.
Chill.
Just I had to do other things that night. I couldn't continue.
I'm pretty sure that promo would have just been, you're damn right you quit. Chill. Hammer face.
And that was like another thing we had fun doing was like a lot of the fucking promos we would get really creative with. Like just like Shelby would get creative with Shub's promos, Nick with his JBL, me with David Arquette. I wrote some like really outlandish shit with David Arquette, and I think the perfect one I can think of is the Sesame Street promo.
Yeah.
I burned down fucking Sesame Street.
That's pretty good.
I think I still have that promo somewhere on my hard drive. I gotta find it. At the time, I was teaming with Nigel McGuinness, and we were the Hollywood British Connection, the HBC. And to really get over that we were heels, we had to do something that was really heelish. So what's more heelish than fucking up Sesame Street?
You have a point.
I know. So I wrote this whole promo where we fucking break Elmo's back, and then we like slam a cookie sheet in Cookie Monster's face, and then we just go ham on Sesame Street, just burn the buildings down and shit. It was so good. It was so fucking good. I love that. That and the promo where I call who was the guy who played Alex Shelley?
Oh God,
Joe. It was Joe Romero.
He's
damn.
somebody that made me hate fucking Alex Shelley for a while. I was like, fuck Alex Shelley. Him, when I wrote this promo calling him a dick, I thought that was great.
It's
Sometimes
only been
you just like write something that you just look at and you're like, my God, that is fucking great. It's like great sex.
that was how I felt with there was another JBL promo I did. It was during the Battle Bowl. And like I called out Carlito for being the son of Carlos Colon. There was a series of them, Christopher Jericho and all of his tomfoolery and
Christopher Jericho.
like there was so much. Like let's not forget about Hooga Boga Hooga Grunt narrator translates as Luchasaurus because I don't know how I ever managed to do anything with that.
Oh yeah.
Which speaking of which, the original HWL that we played on Facebook would eventually died. We all. I mean, the best way to put it is that we all grew up. You know.
Yeah.
We all had lives that we eventually moved on. Aaron got tired of writing the matches, and a lot of us just kind of grew out of the game. And then that led to the first reboot, which was held on Board Host, where we'd which I think, didn't you return as JBL?
I was back as JBL in 2014, the first reboot on Board Host.
And I came back as Max Moon.
Yeah.
Shelby
was Truth.
Was I? Because I remember one where I remember one where he did the different divisions before the most recent kind of divisions. And I was Bobby Roode in that one.
I remember that.
Okay, so this was before that.
He also tried doing the NXT where you would pick a created player and then you'd compete through NXT.
I wasn't in
that one I don't remember.
Yeah, that one I was in that. I actually almost won NXT. And it was like to the point where like, well, damn, Will, you're just going to win NXT, so what's the point? And then I just gave up and I lost. I made it to like the final two, and I lost to the last guy in there. I forgot who it was. Yeah, damn. I was playing as a character named Primetime Eric White.
Yeah. Eric White.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the first reboot. I believe they tried it again. Yeah, the 2014 one I was not there for because I was with the kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that one, that's on y'all. I have no idea.
And it died before because you were back 20.
If it was 2014, I was living with the kid.
Yeah, so I mean, it was long. It didn't last very long after, because Sting returned at Sting debuted at Survivor Series, and then that game was dead by Christmas.
I remember that I was playing as.
Yeah. Wait! I was there for that one because I was doing the real David Arquette gimmick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little bit for that one.
Did you just have like a world title kind of fucking contender then? Because there was like 4 or 5 different like fucking teams.
Yeah, because I think I won the. Yeah, because I think I won the Royal Rumble, and people were pissed that I won the Royal Rumble.
Oh wait, you could have up to 4, or you could have you could have a
you could
number.
Because I went like
didn't
with
have
all
to have all.
Yeah, I remember like. The cruiserweight and the tag team divisions were like me and like 2 other dudes. I can't remember. I think Tyler was 1. And I don't remember if Ricky or somebody else was the other one. But there was only like 3 of us. And it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I actually was there for that one. Okay, I forgot. Like once I remember. Because I remember the real David Arquette gimmick. Where like I was basically just doing fucking how I felt at the time. Because I was going through some dark shit at the time. And I remember winning the Rumble, and because I remember Aaron writing that Rumble, and he was doing the staggered results, where he would periodically write the results, and he put me in at number 30. I'm like, do you really have to put me in at number 30? That's so fucking cliche, dude. You know. But then we had the most recent reboot, which was part fantasy, part role playing, where what happens on TV you'll get dollars for, which made no fucking sense because we didn't get paid.
Well, in-game money.
Yeah,
They couldn't
and
do anything with.
I was about to say, when
You
did we ever
could,
use
but
the
he
in-game
just
money?
he didn't let you do things with it as much as he probably should have.
Yeah,
I
I
think he
want to do
tried to
this,
rely
this,
it a little bit too much. He
oh no,
relied it too much
that goes
on
against storyline.
he relied it too much on the like a football fantasy thing where like you're getting the points from what they actually do instead of like being the fantasy part that we all enjoyed. Because if I wanted to play fantasy football, if I wanted to play fantasy sports, I'd fucking do it. I don't. I've done it. It's boring. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy like the writing part of it, right? That's why like the last season we had, I went strictly fucking fantasy like promos rather than the game. Like I didn't make like any money off weekly television and fucking pay-per-views for that fucking season, which is probably why I ended up in last place.
So for those of you at home wondering like, what the fuck are we talking about? The way the game worked is that we got a roster of like, what was it, 10 people?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
So we got a roster of 10 people. We got like 4 from this group of people, 3 from this group, and 3 from another, equal 10. And if they are on TV, whatever they did, you got like X points for what they did on TV. But also, we did the role playing stuff like we mentioned before. We wrote promos, competed in matches, such like that, and you also got points from that. So it was a double-edged sword. Did you want to just build a roster of people that got you points on TV, but you cannot actually role play as? Because there was a couple people I picked, and I'm like, I can't play this person. But they were going to get me a fuck ton of points on TV. Or the inverse. Do I pick somebody like David Arquette that I know how to play and can play day in and day out till I die, but they're not on TV and they get me fucking dick points? But you can make up the points that they're not making up on TV in the game. Are we all following the home version here?
Yeah.
So the first season comes, and right away, of course, right off the bat, your boy wins the world title as Joey Ryan, Dongzilla.
God.
Why? That's one thing I can't get over. When we were doing the draft, all of y'all were surprised that I picked Joey Ryan. Why was that such a surprise?
I think it was because it was too cliche for you to pick.
Oh, like Dongzilla,
Yeah,
Joey Ryan.
that's
People were
fair.
like, "Oh God." Alex was the only one that's just like, "Oh shit, he's gonna kill us."
Well, I think we all kind of expected that. That's probably why the rest of us are saying, "Oh God."
Like Alex was the only one that was just like, "Ah shit." All the rest of y'all were like, "Oh my God." You're like, "Oh motherfucking Joey Ryan, oh shit." And who was the first women's? Oh, you were the first women's champion, weren't you?
I think so. Nikki
Who would have
Cross.
ever thought that old Shubsy would have been the first women's champion?
I loved playing Nikki Cross, though. She was probably, I mean, the Undisputed Era and stuff was fun as well. And I'm trying to think who my other one was that season, but
The Briscoe.
Nikki Cross. No, I didn't have the Briscoes the first season.
Yeah, you did.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, because all your promos are like, why? Because we hungry. No, I remember that distinctly.
Okay, because I did remember that later in the game.
I'm pretty sure you had the Briscoes like every season. I'm sure.
That was first season.
I know Adam Cole.
Ciampa for me.
Yeah. No, that's not it. Is that it? Former HW rosters. I think that's it. Yeah. Whoops. I just got rid of it.
Oh, wow. Shelby's actually looking up the roster right now.
Yeah. Just for argument's sake, so to speak, I guess. I don't even know if this is the right one, though. Yeah, because it has Drew McIntyre as your first pick, and that was the last season.
That was the last season, yeah.
Yeah.
Disco Drew.
Disco Drew. Oh, that was the plan until Ricky.
Here we go. Okay, so mine. Actually, we'll go with Will's. You had Bray Wyatt, Cody Rhodes, Lacey Evans, Britt Baker, Heavy Machinery, Lucha Bros, Joey Ryan, Buddy Murphy, Fire and Desire, and Crime Time.
Oh, yeah, because I picked JTG.
Yeah. And then Nick had the Scavengers of Sin, which, by the way, Will's group name was... Where the hell did it go? Yeah, Sliders, that's right. Nick's group was Kevin Owens, wow. Kenny Omega, Shayna Baszler, Tennille Dashwood, Forgotten Sons, OVE, Dave and Jake Christ, Chris, okay, Tommaso Ciampa, Sammy Callahan, Cameron Grimes, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke.
And I only played as Ciampa and, well, Shayna, Ciampa.
Yeah, you did really well as Ciampa, too.
Yep.
And then mine was the late night evening prostitutes. I forgot about that name.
You worked more on your fucking team name than you did your roster, I think.
I had some good ones. Brock Lesnar, Kazuchika Okada, Nikki Cross, Ali, Undisputed Era, Briscoes. Okay, you were right.
I knew I was right. You don't have to tell me I was fucking right. I knew I was right.
Hangman Page, Pete Dunne, and the Iconics. And I think the only reason I took the Iconics is because I didn't want you to have them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was gunning for the Iconics.
Yeah, I knew you were.
I wanted the Iconics before I wanted Fire and Desire. And then, I took the Iconics. I was like, oh, fuck, I guess I'll take Fire and Desire then. And then look at their point total. Look how well that did me.
Yeah.
But I only lasted a couple weeks in that season because Ricky had to fuck it all up. No, it was actually Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, fun fact, don't ever come after me and my kid.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I think I have. Yeah, season 1 standings and scoring. I have the finals here.
I was in 8th place.
Yes. I was in 2nd. And Nick was in 4th.
Didn't Ricky Dumbfuck win that season?
Yeah, Ricky won.
But I know who won season 2.
Yeah, I didn't. Are we skipping to season 2 at this point?
Yeah, fuck. Let's go over our season 2. Well, I will say before I left. Well, even when I came back, because I did play her in season 2, I fucking loved playing Lacey Evans.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun playing her.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty good as her too.
Damn right, I was good.
Fucking Christ.
I'm kind of a narcissist, if you haven't.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. What were our season 2 rosters?
Our season 2 rosters, because I went away from it. And this is only beginning because I think, was it season 2 or season 3 that we were able
season 2 we could do trades. So what was our starting rosters?
So if this is correct, yeah, week 1, so it is correct. So I had Adam Cole, Pete Dunne, Marty Scurll, Ali, Street Profits, the Briscoes, Hangman Page, Drew Gulak, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross, and Mick Foley. And I think I played for about 2 months and then stopped.
Well, because this is when it died.
Well, when
it died.
Yeah, this is when it started to kind of dip anyways. Nick was The Miz, Chris Jericho, Sasha Banks, Tessa Blanchard.
Now I remember.
New Day, Jurassic Express, Aleister Black, Roderick Strong, Sammy Guevara, and Angel Garza. And by the way, we kept our team names so far of the Late Night Evening Prostitutes and the Scavengers of Sin. And then Will changed his, though. Will was the fall of the revolution of the War of 1812. Can you explain this one to me again? Because I forgot.
I just think it sounds fucking epic and stupid at the same time.
Fair enough. So we got Randy Orton, Nick Aldis, Charlotte Flair, Lacey Evans, Britt Baker, Private Party, Velveteen Dream, Aaron Stevens, Humberto Carrillo, and David Arquette.
And then I eventually get rid of Randy Orton and get Drew McIntyre, and I eventually get rid of Britt Baker and get Charlotte Flair, and then I end up winning the Royal Rumbles those years.
You got Drew McIntyre week 6, and what was the other one you said?
Charlotte Flair.
Oh, you had Charlotte Flair at the beginning.
Oh, did I? Oh.
Yeah, according to this, you did.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, but you got Drew Gulak on week 6.
I didn't get no Drew Gulak. I got Drew McIntyre. Bitch.
Sorry, Drew McIntyre. My bad.
And just for shiggles, let's look at our third year. When the game died.
This was my favorite season, though, and I really wish it would have continued.
Why? Why was this your favorite season?
So,
this is when this is when it went to hell. Because I'm pretty sure if we played this game in person, there would have been a murder or two.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But this was like the most creative I ever got with it. Do you want to remind us what your team name is?
Do you want to remind us of the standings of season 2? You want to read
that? Yeah. Hold on.
Like particularly who was in first place?
Fucking goddamn it. Where is it? Old HML team standings, yeah. Oh, I see what I did. Never mind.
Yeah, team standings and
so
1 and then
in first place, the fall of the revolution of the War of 1812.
Yeah, boy.
And then Nick. Oh, actually, I was above Nick, which is surprising. Late Night Evening Prostitutes. I barely played any of this at number 6, and at number 7 was Nick.
Oh wow.
Yeah, see, that's when I was really pushing the Jurassic Express stuff. But that was it. I tried to turn the New Day. I tried to turn the New Day into
Crime Time.
The New Nation. But I couldn't. My problem was that it was going to be a little bit too much to not get reported or to not have a complaint. So I had to really dial it back. And by the time I had a promo ready, I was like, I'm not even going to post this. Because it's just basically the New Day.
Garbage. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was part of the problem I had with season 3 as well, because there was so much I had planned that I had to dial back.
Yeah, you kind of like get to a point sometimes.
Now, just for the record, I want to state that I did play all of season 2, hence how I won.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like, and even sometimes in the older versions, I remember doing, and I mean, Shubs was a great example, but I remember doing Ron Killings as like a conspiracy theorist in like the first reboot, and like even some of those promos, I was just looking at them like, I don't know about this one, because you never know with the internet and how people react to things and what they can kind of get offended by and then do something.
Unless you're me.
Well,
yeah. Then there's
going
you,
to that. What was your team name?
I would post whatever the fuck I want. I mean, for the sake of this portion, I won't reveal the name of the person for this, just for their sake. But we know somebody who does not have a good relationship, so to speak, with one Dr. Phil, and this person has pissed me off. So in a promo one time, I think I threw in the line for the character, "You're a Dr. Phil mind-washed fuck." And that didn't go over so well. I thought it was hysterical, but...
Well, in keeping with this theme, what was your team's name from this season?
Well,
boy.
That's not who I was referring to, but...
Well, no, but...
My team name for season 3 was the Annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yes, that is correct. And your team consisted of Drew McIntyre, R-Truth, Dexter Lumis, Bobby Lashley, which would be a fucking solid team right now, by the way, with Bobby Lashley.
I know, right?
Io Shirai, Lacey Evans, Deonna Purrazzo?
Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah. Shotzi Blackheart, The Dark Order, Imperium, Young Bucks, Sammy Guevara, Santos Escobar, and then there was the Legend, I guess, part of this, where it was JTG, and your manager was Jake the Snake Roberts.
And I was doing some good shit with Jake being the manager for Dexter Lumis. I was doing some good shit with that, and
King's Dojo,
and the JTG storyline I was doing, where he was really delusional about Shad Gaspard's death.
Oh yeah, I remember
I had
that
some
too.
good stuff ready for that, man. And then and I only wrote one promo for it, but I was gonna do the Rape Master Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a really heel thing, but it's probably best.
Now, for those who need context on this, there's that story that Sammy Guevara was on an interview show, and apparently he was at a WWE show, and he saw Sasha Banks in person, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so hot! I just wanted to run over there and rape her, yo!" And it went under the radar for a while, but then like once the speaking out movement happened, or moving on, whatever the fuck that
moving out, or yeah.
Apparently that came back to light, so he kind of came under fire for it and everything. So I thought it was a brilliant idea to turn it into a gimmick, and I wrote this like really fucking creepy / bizarre promo of like this girl who's like a vlogger, and she's like doing a vlog for YouTube and everything, and somebody's watching her outside of a fucking window, just watching, and then like he steps on a twig or something, and that's when like the girl notices, and then he ducks. Then the girl like leaves her room, and then like he's breathing so heavy into the window, and then he just writes "soon" into the fog on the window. It was leading exactly where we thought it was gonna lead to, but I was just like, "There's no way I can insinuate the rape without there being actual rape." So I was like, "I think I'm gonna pass on this one."
Yeah.
It started as a joke, but then there was no way I could get to it. And then Disco Drew, as we keep saying, I was gonna turn Disco Drew into Disco Drew. And I think that's all I really had planned, because like the roster started out pretty solid, but then as you started reading it, I was like, wow, this roster got pretty shitty. Like Dark Order, Imperium.
Yeah, for sure. Then we had Eden's Gate, which was me.
Oh my god.
Fucking loved the shit out of this. Adam Cole, Brody Lee, Aleister Black, Jake Hager, Ali, Candice LeRae, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, the Briscoes, Undisputed Era of I got O'Reilly.
Told you you had the Briscoes every season. I told you. You don't tell me shit about what I know. You come to my house, you're gonna eat the food the way I fucking make it.
I forgot I had them the first season. I realized that I had them later. I also had Ali and Adam Cole every season too. And Ali, I don't know why, I just did. Jurassic Express, Marty Scurll, Drew Gulak. My legend was the Pope, and my manager was James Mitchell. I fucking loved doing Eden's Gate, man. That was so much fun. I don't know if I told you guys this. With Brody Lee, I was going to make him like Bruiser Brody, and I was going to do a filmed promo as me playing Brody Lee as Bruiser Brody, which I was going to film in the bush and everything, and I was so into it. But then Aaron said that I had to fucking type out the promo too, and I was like, I didn't really want to do that as well, so it just never happened. I only had one match as him, so yeah, it would have been pretty cool.
I think I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah. I might have mentioned it to you guys.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that roster. And next, the Corporation for a Better Tomorrow. Seth Rollins, Karrion Kross, Daniel Bryan, MVP, Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, Zelina Vega, Scarlett Bordeaux, Mercedes Martinez, The Disciples, Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory, Andrade and Angel Garza, The Artist Collective, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Akira Tozawa, his legend JBL, and his manager Jerry the King Lawler.
See, and then I had the Mega Powers within, which was JBL, Mega spelled MAGA.
See, that was like...
See, and here's where I was going with it. So JBL was like the figurehead with MVP as the chief of staff. Daniel Bryan was like Minister of Environment and Climate or something like that, and he was supposed to like do good for culture. And then Seth Rollins was special consultant to religious outcry or something, and he had Karrion Kross as his bodyguard, who was going to actually switch out to the priest Damien. I was going to change up Damien. Priest said he was the priest Damien. He was going to carry a cross around like he was leading a priest up the aisle. It was just bonkers. I had a promo planned where JBL was going to have Andrade and Garza toss illegals back to Mexico in the name of Trump. Like there was there was a lot.
I don't mean to interrupt here, but there's been 2 posts. There was 2 posts last night. Yesterday morning.
By who?
No, there hasn't.
Aaron.
Huh?
Yeah, one says, if you look in the general discussion, there's a forum called WFW, and it says, "What is WFW?" And it says, "Keep checking back to find out." Maybe last edited by Husted yesterday. And then if you go to the promo board, there's a WFW specific spot you can go to, and it says, "You thought it was all over. Maybe you ought to think again. W. W."
I'm messaging him right now.
That is, I can't believe that we just found this. Yeah.
The perfect time to find it is we're like discussing the last incarnation and probably sounding out that discussion, and then
it's
thought it was over. Great.
And I want to mention that none of us actually finished that season because the game actually died, and I actually died before. Well, not physically died, but I actually went out before. I think what did I last, like 2 weeks?
It might have been a little bit longer than that, but it wasn't long.
It wasn't long because, like I said earlier, when you tend to play these games, you tend to get into some real feuds with people, and we had somebody here named Ricky, and if you look up the definition of shit stir in the fucking dictionary, I'm pretty sure this cat's face is there, and I could care less what Nick or Shelby say, but like, I'm sorry, whenever I tried to not start shit with this kid, he always started shit with me, and then Aaron or whoever would try and put the blame on me. Maybe I said some things that were out of line, but still, he always started it with me, so I got tired of it. And I was even actually going to stay in the game because we, quote unquote, I use that loosely, because we actually took a vote to vote Ricky out of the game. So I was like, sweet, my problem's out of here. But no, they actually have another group behind my back. Rat bastards.
Hey, I didn't vote. I didn't change my vote.
Hey, I'm just saying, you guys had another group behind my back.
Hey, I didn't create the other group either.
Yeah, it just got way too out of hand.
It really did. It got super annoying too, having 2 fucking group chats. It would constantly go off with the same bullshit every fucking time.
Hey,
Ricky with his good mornings.
So once the ban was lifted and it became a suspension, I was like, you know what? I fucking had it with each and every fucking one of your stupid fucking faces. I'm out of here. And then on top of all that, I will use the name for this one, but Alex was just like, you know what? I'm just going to say my piece and then I'm out of here. Alex spit some shit out and he left. And then on top of all that, he blocked me on everything, which I'm still puzzled by, but whatever. But then come to find out he's in the other group chat. You fucking lying bastard. You bald bastard. It's not even bald, but whatever. I had to get that in there. So I was officially done with it. Even if, they could have been on season like fucking 9 right now. I probably still wouldn't have played if Ricky was involved. And even at the very end, Aaron was just like, because I was still making trades. You could still make trades and still win the game on points. And I was like in second place, I think, if you look at the last standing, that was in second place. And Aaron was just like, why don't you just play? I'm like, is Ricky playing? He was just like, yeah. I was like, no. Because like everything I wanted to do, he thought was like an attack towards Ricky. It was, but
He didn't need to know
I
that.
didn't want him to know that, you know.
You were in second as of the last update.
Yeah,
oh, okay, sorry, I thought you said first.
No. Because like I was doing a storyline with R-Truth where like he had little Jimmy back as an imaginary friend, but there was also a bad imaginary friend named Little Ricky.
I wanted fucking Ron Killing so bad that season.
Well, I couldn't let you have him, man. I needed to do the imaginary friend fight, but then Aaron wanted to fight me on the name Little Ricky, you know. And I was like, it has no correlation to him whatsoever, and it totally did. So it was just the whole thing. So I was just like, I'm done with this game until Ricky fucking either stops playing or he dies. Because I would unplug his fucking life support to charge my phone.
And for the at-home version, if you have, yes, he would piss on his headstone. Take a drink.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I mean, that's just some of the stories we have. I'm pretty sure we left some shit out, but that's just some of the stories we have from our fantasy wrestling games, and that's pretty much the genesis of how me, Nick, and Shubs met. You know, we would play fantasy wrestling, then it eventually turned into, hey guys, let's get on a Skype call, and we call and bullshit. Then it became, fuck, let's watch a pay-per-view together, guys. It just kind of all grew and shit, you know. And here we are making podcast history.
Yes.
History? I don't know about that.
Hey, not with that attitude.
That's true. Right? That's true.
And wow, I closed out my Chrome earlier and lost my sports list of the week. Great, awesome.
Oh,
yeah. So you go to your history? Well, you do that. Our wrestling fun fact of the week.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah, what's our wrestling fact of the week? While you while I try and find this real quick, go.
Former NXT champion and current NXT roster member Adam Cole is not a fan of Cool Ranch Doritos.
What?
Yes.
I fucking hate him now.
In a recent Twitch stream, Adam Cole revealed while he was taking in the news of the releases on release day, whatever day that was, like the Bollywood Boys and all them, he intimated that no, he is not a fan of Cool Ranch Doritos. He finds them, I think he said they're rather dry. So yeah, Adam Cole, not a fan of Cool Ranch. No word on if he's a fan of flavors such as original or jalapeno cheddar, but Cool Ranch, don't be showing up to any Adam Cole signings with Cool Ranch Doritos. It probably won't go over well.
Yeah.
We actually, at least I don't think so. I don't think we have the jalapeno cheddar ones down here.
Really?
Yeah, we have Cool Ranch, of course, which I think I swear there was a Mandela effect on that, because I could have swore when I was a kid they were called Cooler, like Cooler Ranch. I could have swore that's what they were called, but apparently this never existed. But I could have swore it did. And also we have, of course, nacho cheese, sweet spicy chili.
See, ours is called sweet chili heat.
Hell yeah!
And then we have barbecue. We had dill pickle at one point. Don't anymore. Zesty.
Oh man, I would love the dill pickle Doritos. That sounds good.
Oh man, 2:00 in the morning after a solid night at the bar. Oh yeah, dill pickle Doritos were amazing.
Fuck. Well,
my favorite Doritos are like Blazing Buffalo Ranch, and like I swear to God, man, like I'll go into like a Walmart and they're there. I'm like, cool, let me grab a bag. And then like the next week will come and I'm like, cool, you know what? Hey, I'm here again. Let me grab another bag. And they're fucking gone for like 6 months.
Damn.
You know, and then 6 months later, I'll see them on the shelf again. I'm like, oh, cool, here they are again. And I'll grab a bag. The next week, they're gone. And I got to wait another like 4 months for them to show up again.
You're going to have to start buying them by the case, dude.
I know, right? Shit, you know? All right, so Adam Cole, not a fan of Cool Ranch Doritos, which makes him a very boring person.
Yeah, he sucks now.
All right, so now I found the sports list of the week. So our sports list of the week, keeping in theme here with Money in the Bank coming up here. And this one does not come from our friend Eric Rhodes or as he's known now as Gabriel Eckhart. Yes, for those of you who tuned in 2 weeks ago and saw that we were doing a list by Eric Rhodes, the top 10 WCW factions ranked. You know, we had a good laugh over Shelby breaking his brain over the Nitro Girls being ranked above the Horsemen. So we thought we'd look into Eric Rhodes and see what else he's written and everything. So the other day, for shiggles, I was looking up, you know, some other lists by him, and I couldn't find Eric Rhodes anywhere. I was like, what happened to old Eric Rhodes here? So I type in WCW into Sportster, and I find the exact list, and his name was different. It is now Gabriel Eckhart. So
it's still the same to me. It's still and will always be shithead.
Just know, Eric can't hide from us forever.
Yeah, we'll find you. We'll make sure you eat that list.
From Tevin King, and I have some qualms with this one. That is the 10 worst wrestlers to compete in Money in the Bank.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Coming in at number 10 is Santino Marella.
Hey, come on now.
Marella entered this bout as the reigning United States champion, and he had a decent performance. However, Marella was never going to win this match, and he was only in the match to make up the numbers despite being the U.S. champion.
Doesn't say he's worse for being in the match or a
Exactly.
bad wrestler for being in the match.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be worse choices for Money in the Bank competitors.
Well, that was like the year of Santino, because wasn't that also the year he was in Elimination Chamber?
And the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coming in at number 9, Otis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know why. I mean, I understand that, like, in the long run, Otis was not a good pick. But at the time,
At the time,
Otis,
he was.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
And if not for the pandemic, I think we could have seen Otis go a lot higher up hard.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the surprising outcomes, but Otis was never going to be world champion. It became abundantly clear that someone was always going to beat Otis for Money in the Bank briefcase. The Miz did that at Hell in a Cell, and Otis isn't a Money in the Bank specialist by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Coming in at number 8. Ooh. Coming in at number 8, Lacey Evans. So fuck you. Evans navigated her. Wow, it said Evans navigated her around WWE headquarters.
See, these guys are just terrible.
Evans
That's why they work for the Sportster.
Yeah.
Evans navigated herself around WWE headquarters and nailed Carmella with her patented women's right. She managed to make it onto the roof with Asuka and Nia Jax slugging it out for the briefcase, but another opportunity passed by her with Asuka prevailing.
So why does that make her a bad competitor?
Yeah.
It also says, speaking of Money in the Bank 2020, Lacey Evans made her debut in Money in the Bank ladder match. In this unique edition, Evans had a plethora of chances to become the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion, but fell short to Becky Lynch and Bayley, respectively. That's the reasoning they're giving.
But that doesn't...
This makes Dave Meltzer look like a god.
It makes Mr. Eckhart Rhodes look like he's got something going.
You mean shithead? No, shithead does not deserve any kind of accolades or praise.
We'll call him Gabe.
Gabe
did better than this one.
And I'm sorry, but like I think that the 2020 men and women's Money in the Bank ladder match is one of the best ones ever. Sorry, don't at me. Coming in at number 7, Tensai.
Yeah, accurate. I'd agree.
Yeah.
You don't even have to read the description. He didn't belong at all.
But it says Tensai was a destructive presence in the match as he powerbombed Sin Cara onto a ladder. that was popped.
Didn't break.
That was propped onto the outside. He hurled the eventual winner, Dolph Ziggler, over the announce table, but Tensai's push quickly diminished, and he did not belong in a match of this caliber. That was a cool spot, though, where he just fucking yeeted fucking Ziggler over that announce table, and Ziggler's legs just swung in the air.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, he just yeeted him, but after that, it was just like sweet tea.
Oh yeah, once you dress the big guy up in lingerie, and that was pretty much it for him.
Shave your back. Shave your back.
He's like, it's already shaved.
That was his first night back as Lord Tensai. You just start hearing, shave your back, shave your back. And then it picks up the next week, and then it was pitched.
It's already shaved.
I did that years ago.
Coming in at number 6 is Heath Slater.
Okay, come on.
He's got kids, man.
Kids.
Nevertheless, in 2011, Slater competed in Money in the Bank ladder match. The former multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion didn't come close to winning the match, but it was an opportunity nonetheless.
I still, to this day, love. Heath, you got kids? I got that. I got kids too, man. You know what I think about your kids? Huh?
I don't give a shit about
your kids. Shit about your kids. Greatest Brock Lesnar line ever next to "Party's over, Grandpa."
No, the other Brock Lesnar line. Sure, come on in. Paul, you're Jewish. You might want to hear this.
Oh, yes.
Paul's there like, what the fuck?
I forgot about that.
I want to give you the chant of Shanti. Is that okay? Sure. Come on in. Paul, you might want to hear this. You're Jewish.
I know it wasn't a promo, but I loved it when he fucking had the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh, and just dancing. The Brock box.
It just looked so ridiculous.
Coming in at number 5 is Mandy Rose.
She was in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Rose competed in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match in 2019.
Wow.
Rose had a decent encounter as she portrayed a vicious persona by taking out Carmella. Nonetheless, Bayley was the overwhelming favorite and lived up to her favorite tag by pushing Rose off the ladder, who had some assistance from DeVille, and she went on to win the match, much to the chagrin of Rose.
I remember just thinking she's like the irrelevant competitor in here.
Coming in at number 4. Fandango. And apparently 2013 was the only Money in the Bank ladder match he was ever in.
Wow. Shameful.
He certainly looked out of place in this match with the likes of Cody Rhodes, Dean Ambrose, and Cesaro putting on a better showing than Fandango. He came up short in his sole ladder match with Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow emerging as the surprising winner.
Oh,
I
felt so bad.
And Damien Sandow went on to have a great career, cashing in Money in the Bank and winning the world title. I added that last part.
Yeah.
He ended up having a better career.
That exists in the same universe as Cooler Doritos, or Cooler Ranch, rather.
Yeah, I know, right?
And Berenstain spelt with an A rather than E. The other way around.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whichever way it is.
It's the reverse Berenstain Bears from what we have.
It's a
There's
fucking
all this
E.
stuff.
I'm telling you, it's an E.
Whatever it is, they're bears.
I care.
I said they're
coming
bears.
Coming in at number 3 is Alex Riley.
Oh wow! See,
Alex Riley. Alex Riley was somebody that I was just like, you kind of just are kind of here. I mean, you could be special, but you seem like a wine ass.
I think Alex Riley could have been a star, but John Cena fucking said no.
I also suspect he had a sort of stink to him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he probably had that stink.
All right, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Number 2, Dana Brooke.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dana, she's had too much work on her face done, man.
She
Those
looks
lips are too
weird.
fake.
She doesn't look
She
normal.
looks too fake, man.
Yeah.
She's too fake.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with her being in a ladder match.
That's true.
She doesn't
Still
even
don't want to
belong.
see her win one though.
No, granted, though, at the time she was in one, if I'm not mistaken, she was getting a push and did have a spot in there.
Number 1, Lana.
What?
Alexander Rusev.
I'm honestly surprised Ric Flair didn't make this list.
He was epic in 22. Are you kidding?
He didn't
That
need
bump
to be
he
in a
took off
him
that ladder?
and Finley, man, they didn't need to be in that match.
Okay, hey, Finley was balling in that match too, man. That was sweet.
Fair enough.
Although I was really impartial to Finley at that point, and I'm not even sure why. I think I just liked that he beat people with a little stick. I don't.
Oh, the shillelagh, man! I want to make a shillelagh.
Shillelagh,
Actually,
yeah.
that's such a cool little weapon. It's awesome.
I said, Aaron, what the fuck is WFW? He said, Wet Fuck Wednesday. I'm like, on the HWL board?
He's playing you.
I know, right?
He's definitely.
He's not
playing
going to
you.
say it. He's not going to tell you.
No,
We're going to
especially
get a
if we
massive group chat message, WFW invite, with a link that'll take us to the board. And we'll all magically be still logged in because we're still part of the board for some reason.
Well, apparently Ricky isn't.
No, yes. So that's a disclaimer. Ricky will not be part of it because pulling the same shit in Supercard. And then Aaron went to him to try to talk to him, and Ricky told Aaron that he hoped he got COVID again and died. So Aaron promptly blocked him. And basically apologized to all of us for doubting that he was a dumbass.
I never got an apology.
Because you weren't in the group chat. He went through the chat room.
He fucking always put anything Ricky ever did on me.
Well, yeah, man.
Stupid yellow banana raincoat wearing.
I do remember though he did say something along the lines of someone forward this to Will because for some reason I think he blocked me. I don't know. And then nobody did. I don't know why.
Stupid yellow banana raincoat wearing bitch. All right, so let's move on to our questions here. We don't have a lot of them, but we got some here. So the first one comes from Andrew, and that is, did you guys pre-order any of the new Zombie Sailor toys figures? Excited for the future release? He is making the first Jeff Jarrett figure in like 10 years. I honestly forgot what Zombie Sailor Toys was.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, me too. I forgot. He came in my live and told me about it, and I forgot. Sorry, Andrew.
I don't. Yeah.
All right. Who do you think was the most important early female figure in WWF? Sable, Chyna, or Sunny? Miss Elizabeth is omitted as she was not active in the ring.
Chyna.
Really? Not Sable? You love Sable.
Yeah, I don't really love Chyna either, but
I'm gonna actually say Sunny.
Yeah, as much as I love,
I say Sunny because of how much she kind of threw into the fire with Brett and Sean. Like, I mean, a lot of their heat had to do with Sunny too.
Yeah, but okay. But as most important early female figure,
For
Sunny,
females,
Sunny
Sable.
did exactly. That's where I was going to go, Sable, because Sunny did get some eyes on the product, and she was very popular and shit like that.
But she was still just eye candy.
China came later, but Sable was like when people would tune in to watch Sable.
Mainstream culture, you could say the term Sable Bomb, and people would know because they had watched Monday Night Raw for Sable. They watched that wrestling show for that blonde chick. At least the way I see it. Like, I mean, Sable, like, while they signed Mark Miro, he ended up being less than what Sable was. Like, I mean, the Patriot felt that
they wanted Johnny B. Bad, and he couldn't be Johnny B. Bad, so and he didn't know how to be anything else. That was the problem, right?
Yeah,
it could have been Johnny B. Good.
That's true, I guess.
Been from way down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans.
He could have been Ricky B. Bad. He could have been fucking Tommy B. Bad. Yeah, Jimmy B. Bad. They could have been anything.
I'm pretty sure WCW owned
how
character
one-dimensional was Mark Miro that he couldn't come up with anything else.
I mean, he was very one-dimensional.
Even Conan was Max Moon.
For like a week.
And then Conan got beat up by Tully Blanchard. I was like, oh man, please say there's gonna be a match with Tully Blanchard and Conan, because like I'll totally like order pizza for that shit. I'm not even kidding. Now that
wait, we got another update here. Hold on. Aaron sent me a gif of a guy shrugging, and he was like, if you were meant to already know, you'd already know. He was like, what are you doing on the Then he's like, what are you doing on the HWO board anyway?
Well, you
don't worry about it. Does he listen to this?
I apparently not.
Obviously not.
Wow. I mean, he won't know until it comes out, if he does.
Okay, well, I just told him. Where... Like this week's podcast episode is about fantasy. That's what I told him. All right.
Yeah, it's like,
next question coming from Andrew is, what's a wrestling angle or storyline that gets trashed and everyone hates, but you really enjoyed and love? Andrew says, I like the cringe boss man angles with Al Snow and Big Show.
Fair. I'll go with...
I'm your Poppy.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going with I'm Your Poppy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
That is bedtime story.
Katie Vick.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say I couldn't see how that one would be entertaining.
I mean, come on, you get to see Triple H in a cane mask, fuck a dead body. What's not to love?
Yeah, that's it.
But I'm trying to think what the storyline people hate. Billy and Chuck.
Yeah, I could see you liking that one. Ministry of Darkness, Undertaker.
Whoa, back up. Wait a minute. What do you mean you can see me liking that one? What the fuck does that mean?
You like weird shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Ministry of Darkness? People hate Ministry of Darkness?
A lot of people I found have shit on it online. They didn't like Undertaker at that time. I like the American Badass, too.
See, I hear the inverse. I hear people hated American Badass, but they love Darkness.
Oh, I hear that they hated American Badass, too.
See, I hear that they hated Undertaker basically until he was the dead man again in 2004, and that was only until he buried Paul Bearer in the concrete crypt, and they were just like, oh, scary dead guy, yay.
I'm trying to think of like a different storyline that like people like hated, but I was just like, wow, that was actually really good.
The Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah.
I like
even though there's a lot of wrong with it, there's some good in it too. And I think I'm viewing it through rose-colored glasses, and I'm viewing it with my young mind and everything. But the Invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed, and actually going back and watching certain parts of the angle, I really enjoyed how it wrapped up the night after Survivor Series on Raw, how Heyman gets fired and then Jerry Lawler's brought back, and knowing all the history that was going on with Lawler and the cat, and then Flair coming out at the end as having been the
co-shareholder.
No, was it the consulate? Is that what he was called?
Something like that.
No, the consortium. The consortium. Woo! Was me. And you know what? That means that you and I are going to be business partners. Vince with the ear, just like, hey, yeah, great. That's the debut of the Kiss My Ass Club.
Would you want Ric Flair as a business partner?
No, and that's the best part.
I wouldn't either.
And William Regal puckering up to Mr. Regal. Tonight, you are going to pucker up and kiss my ass. Oh, wait. You're not going to put those dry lips on my ass. Here's some chapstick. Just get it right nice and good on there. Yeah. All right.
That's a great ass, isn't it? Look, my ass can do tricks. Look at this.
Yeah.
All right. These last four here come from Stug138, our good buddy Stug. Which one of you three would survive in a zombie apocalypse? I can tell you right now, if it's the slow ones, I have a chance. If it's the running ones, well, I'm gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, see, I don't know how I would do because, like, my athleticism is not up to par, and my physical strength is. I have some limitations, so, like, man, I think Shelby's walking out of that one.
Maybe. I don't know so much about you guys, but I live like in the downtown core of a pretty large city. So if I could get out of here quick enough, I'd probably do okay. And I'd honestly just hit my truck and drive as far north as I possibly could until I ran out of gas. And that would be my plan. So if I was able to do that, yeah, probably. But if I got stuck in the city,
in like an igloo or something, Yukon. Somehow you had enough gas to get out to the Yukon, and you're just stuck on an ice road. There's nobody else. There's no food, and you're just like, great, I'm gonna freeze to death now.
Hey man, just get to fishing, catch something eventually.
But everything's frozen.
Well,
and it's dark for 6 months of the year, dude, and you're in there at the darkness time.
To be fair, I probably wouldn't drive quite that far. I'd drive to like northern Canada.
I doubt you would get to the Yukon.
No,
that is northern Canada.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'm thinking northern
Ontario.
Yeah,
you're getting to Sault Ste. Marie and you're running out of gas.
Oh, I'd go further than that, man. I'd go up to like Hudson Bay. Although I don't know if my truck would make it. No. Just like not Georgian Bay. Hudson Bay, like Moose Factory, Moose Knee and shit. You away the fuck up. All right,
fair enough. You're going like close to the border of Manitoba.
Pretty much.
All right, cool. That'll take you about 19 hours.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have enough gas to make it there, to be honest.
That's why you get your jerry cans ready.
That's true.
Load up all your machinery inside.
That's a little bit more prep than I think you'd actually have if like something like that extent were to actually happen. Mm-hmm. Not that it really would, but
I mean,
not with that attitude.
Hey, now
you're an all-star.
Aw, don't stop coming.
This has gone totally off the rails now.
All right. So,
what would you expect?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like I said, if it's like the slow-moving zombies, where it's like, I have a fighting chance. You know, my cardio is pretty bad. But if it's like them fast fuckers you see in like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead and shit, I'm like, well, I'm gonna miss this place. You know, that'd be fucked.
Yeah,
just as a
I get like a couple hundred yards, and I just like, fuck, you know, that'd be it.
That's it.
Yeah. That's when he would trust fall into the zombies.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, it's been a good
cough and drop.
And then what if the coffin drop just separates the zombies, or I can get up and get like another good run? I'm like, I told you, Shelby. Told you this is a good move. All right.
Ends up on the news, breaking news: American man gets away from zombies via shitty wrestling finishing maneuver.
Now a great wrestling maneuver.
It just shows you doing just booking it through like the street. Stops again, like, oh damn it.
All right. Have you three ever cried watching a movie or TV show? If so, what was it?
I don't think so. Maybe when I was a kid, but if there was, then I don't remember it. Maybe Fox and the Hound. We'll say that.
Hey, that movie's damn sad. I
Yeah,
still
it
cry
is.
watching that movie.
Yeah.
Land Before Time.
Ooh, yeah,
Uh,
true.
Showgirls.
What?
Sorry, what? Showgirls.
What? Showgirls.
Do you use those tears afterward?
No. It's just so
Might as
sad
well.
that I just think Nomi's gonna make it, and she doesn't make it in that town, man. It's just gets me every time.
Wow.
Moving on.
Oh crap. Questions on the way. There we go. In the history of watching wrestling, has there ever been a time where you cried over a match or a storyline?
No.
No.
Not a match or a storyline.
Not a
No.
match or a storyline. I cried watching Eddie Guerrero tribute night on Raw, but I think we all did.
Yeah, same as the Benoit one when we didn't realize what was going on.
I remember the night of I cried that night too. But then I went on for some reason. I went on WWE.com during Raw that night. I don't know why. And I saw that police investigating Benoit death as murder-suicide. I'm like, what? So
Yeah.
I switched to CNN. There was still like 45 minutes left of Raw. And I switched
Yeah.
to CNN, and that was all it was the Georgia Police Department. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was listening to Bruce Pritchard and what's his name, Conrad, talk about it. I was listening to it today. I don't know when they recorded it, but they said that Bruce Pritchard said that they found out a half hour left in Raw. So, like, what do you do at that point? I guess you just finish it off and fucking hope for the best the next day.
Finish it off and then, bury the guy the next day like they did.
Yeah, for the next fucking week.
Yeah.
I mean,
for the next fucking years and shit, even though they gave
Well-
Eddie Guerrero 2 tribute shows, but they fucking gave Benoit 1 and didn't put him in the Hall of Fame. But whatever. It's cool. Don't worry about it. It's good.
well, how do you put that in the Hall of Fame now?
Yeah, we could discuss this till we're blue
Yeah.
in the face.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. That's a fair point. That's a fair
Yeah,
point.
so let's just skip it all now, and I'll just say, Shelby, your opinion is wrong, and we'll move on.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Stug138, the last question here is, which female character from Corner Gas would you date or marry? Shelby.
The one that has medium length hair and is middle aged.
Wanda.
Yes. No, that's the blonde one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other one.
Oh, Emma.
Lacey?
Sure.
Emma?
Sure.
All right.
All right, you go for the old lady Emma. Good pick.
See, for me, it'd be Karen.
I said middle aged.
You'd go for Karen, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lacey for me. Lacey, and then if that didn't work out, I'd take a crack at Wanda.
Is Lacey
Yeah,
the
see,
one
it'd be Karen
with
then
the brown
Wanda
hair,
for me.
like brunette?
Yeah.
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 Gabrielle
okay.
Miller?
Then it was,
Yeah.
yeah, then it was probably her.
All right, so those were our questions this week, and so let's get into our vintage pick of the week, which is where we mention it could be a promo, could be a match, could be a show, whatever. So Shelby, hit us with your vintage pick of the week.
All right, so my pick is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship from Chicago, Illinois, June 1961.
Jesus.
Pat O'Connor versus Buddy Rogers. Not because it's a great match, just because this is what wrestling was like before television became a big thing, or the WWF became a big thing. It was just different, and it's interesting to watch and compare it to what they do now and how they approach matches now and championship matches in general. I mean, back then, championship matches were pretty much always 2 out of 3 falls. So I was actually watching this DVD last night, and I was like, I should fucking use that as vintage pick of the week. So, yeah.
And what DVD is that?
That is the history of the World Heavyweight Championship. You can also find it on the WWE Network if you had it.
Hashtag not sponsored.
No.
My vintage pick of the week is from In Your House 16, Canadian Stampede.
Ooh.
10-man tag match. The Hart Foundation, comprised of Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and the British Bulldog versus the team of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Goldust, Ken Shamrock, and the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk.
You mean the Legion of Doom?
Sure, just a solid tag team, just a solid 10-man tag showcase match for the Hart Foundation in Canada. I mean,
that's the big
it was
draw
the focus
to it,
of
right?
the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a different vintage pick of the week. I wrote down Fandango's debut because I was under the gun, but we were talking about it earlier, so I crossed it out and wrote it down. But I highly suggest going to find a clip of Sin Cara hurting his finger and then Del Rio getting pissed about it and then just still kicking him.
Yeah.
Because, Sin Cara does a dive to the outside, and right away you see, Sin Cara turn to the ref, and he, waves the ref outside, hey, come out here. And he, waves him out, and Del Rio's what the fuck's going on? So, he just keeps putting the boots to Sin Cara. And, the ref is would you back up? And he's just what the fuck? And he just keeps fucking Sin Cara and shit. And it turns out his finger was not broken. It turns out his finger was not broken or anything. He essentially, jammed his finger. And Del Rio was pissed that he couldn't continue the match like that when other wrestlers have done worse than finished matches and shit. So that's why Del Rio just kept kicking him and shit.
Oh, okay.
You know? Oh, yeah, it's fucking great. I sometimes find myself watching that clip sometimes when I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm I feel like seeing Sin Cara get his ass beat right now. Let me go watch this. I don't know. It's just one of those things,
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. So, alrighty. There is the bell, so you know what that means. That signifies the end of the three-way dance this week. And, boy, we had some memories this week.
Yeah, this was a very interesting show.
I know, right? Shit. So, hopefully next week we should have the complete list of the top 50 greatest tag teams released by WWE. I have already seen, I think, 50 through 40, 49, I think. And if the rest of the list is like that, we're in for a good time.
50 through 49.
That's one.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I meant to say 41. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but number 50 is a doozy. I'll tell you right now. I'll spoil it for you right now. Number 50 is the Bushwhackers.
Okay. Are we gonna dive into this a little bit more? I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you right now. That's the kind of list we're jumping into. Number 50 on the greatest tag teams of all time is the Bushwhackers.
Okay. Not only including WWE.
No, WWE.
Just WWE.
Just WWE.
Okay, because I was gonna say the Sheep Herders are pretty fucking good from what I heard.
Yeah, they're not talking about the Sheep Herders.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So until next time, guys, check out the sponsors in the description down below and leave some questions down there, and we'll answer them next time. So on behalf of Nick and Shelby, I am the ArtistVersion1, and remember, be breezy.